What's poppin', people? Welcome back to Danganronpa. In the last episode, Kyoko lied to us. She lied about not being able to get into her room. As we know, she has a master key, but she told everyone at the trial that because Byakuya had her key, she couldn't get into her room. We chose to trust her. Coco's kind of a goat. She's probably got something cooking up, so we trusted her. And it ended up down here. We got saved by Chihiro GPT. This episode, we're gonna try and find where we are, or work our way out of where we are. Now, bear with me a little bit. I am sick, but we're at a really hype moment in the story, so I wanted to play more. Rattle, rattle goes the front door. It's locked. Rattle, rattle. How many times I tried, or pulled, or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. Food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. It looks like we're at the bottom of like a trash compactor. I wonder if this is where the secret latch in the trash room led down to. Next, I search for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Well, I would not trust any of them around here, frankly. Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides, but it's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. I have a nap down here? My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. Can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling from the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Crunch. What the? A strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. Trash. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over here? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Well, I assume, like we said, we're at the bottom of the trash compactor. What do I got over here? This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. It's true, I was sitting at a desk. That's a rocket and a tank. That's from the intro. We had, in the very intro of this game, I don't know if I recorded it because it's been a while since the very first episode of this, but there's like an Iron Maiden rocket that was like launching a student by Monokuma. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down there. It wants me to investigate the trash, I'm assuming. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand outward, whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude, that was Kyoko's voice. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. She's got a ramen cup on her head.
Awful.
Oh, Kyoko. Kyoko.
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. But what are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. You can only talk once you're finished. Oh, she got me water and bread. Yo, she's the goat, absolute goat of the series. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Phew, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. You gonna help us get out of here? You got a key for that door up there? Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I...
Abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. She kind of did. Let's call it what it is. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to the school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. I swear to God, if Kyoko ends up being like an undercover cop or something, I'm gonna lose it. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak.
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did. Once. Once? Till recently. I've forgotten what it was. She did talk about having amnesia at some point. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory. That's impossible. Amnesia. Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? Yeah, we all blacked out. The first thing? You talk about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I had forgotten. I couldn't remember why I had come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. Oh, interesting. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to this mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. If what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. That's a good point because Monokuma did explain to us that the one making the rules is one of us, right? So that would point. Now we thought it was Mukura, but Mukura is dead now. So maybe it's a different student. One of them is a traitor. There's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal out of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself. The fact that I chose to believe, let her lie probably proves that I'm not the mastermind in her mind. That's why she's trusting me with this info.
However...
That being said, there's a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you're least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but you say I'm not capable? I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. I understand.
I should understand everything.
That's the weird dream that we had.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Yeah. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
You okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. No, tell her. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. Yeah, I mean, Kyoko's been the OG. I'm definitely convinced. I think that's just her personality. Alright, so about this door. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known from me, or known me for, is she is the ultimate detective. Ah, hard reads. She's too good at this to not be. She had so much muscle memory and like instinct built into her that even though she couldn't remember, she still was like the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why do you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. You're his daughter. That makes so much sense. At one point I did have that like suspicion that maybe Kyoko might have been related to the headmaster, but I didn't think that would be like, I didn't think they'd actually do it. What?
In other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster. Then that means when Alter Ego told us, or when Shihiro GPT told us how he thought the headmaster was involved, I'll find a way.
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
So if the headmaster was a man in his 30s, and Kyoko is presumably between the ages of 15 and 18 because they're high schoolers, he would have had to have her pretty young.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? Which may play into why he left. My memory hadn't came back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. Makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I had seen, what had stuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ran. That was my assumption, yes. I had to confirm my suspicions. I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map. Is that the dorm second floor?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. Okay, it's just all of it. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if it were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? The part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
Can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, and really ominous.
However...
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras and no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mikuru Ikasaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. Oh. And I know it wasn't you, either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mikuru Ikasaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and it disappeared. And in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations? I wonder how this plays out then. If you choose not to trust Kyoko, does this game just go down a different route? Is there multiple routes to this game? Maybe I have to do an alternate playthrough. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Oh shit. That's what when I was in my room, I almost died. You saved me. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during the night?
I
can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the god of death? What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me into cases, just like this.
anyway.
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the masked assailant was. They ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. That has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use a class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind then, right? Yeah, well, I thought it was Monokuma, but mastermind makes a little bit more sense than that.
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. They're kind of one and the same anyway. I'm sure the mastermind is controlling Monokuma. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. This is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh? They're desperate. Just a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy, whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair.
It would seem
That despicable group was whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then
indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair, and it's likely they're one of us, and that is our real enemy. So who's left? It's Byakuya, Toko, Hiro, me and Kyoko, and Hina. Wow. Interesting. And that's the end of chapter 5, 100-mile dash, pain of a junk food junkie. Still 6 students remain. You received a Dream Island rocket present. Save data. The ultimate despair. The group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has been finally revealed. But right now,
Anyway,
Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. She wouldn't go anywhere without it, dog. It's way too powerful at this point. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. Yeah, exactly. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole, and then click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
Now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Deadly life. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up to the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I do like these, like, drawn scenes. Like, sometimes that, like, when we're doing something, there's, like, instead of having an animation, it's just, like, this, like, still image that's, like, drawn in this specific art style that they do. I really like them a lot. I had no idea we were down so far.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Ben, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
Detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. Conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must do to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose, to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that. I don't think that's entirely it, Makoto.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about. I don't think she's on that kind of terms with him. I think she's like detectiving him, like not here for reconnection.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I had gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. She's determined and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know? He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However.
But there's one thing I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However.
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of this shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. So she feels like she has to do this for her then. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family? To just cut him out like that? Nah, cut off your family if you have to. I fully support that.
Wrong.
Family is not who you're blood related with, it's who you bleed for. Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Exactly, Kyoko. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Absolutely not. I'll die on that hill. Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul? I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. No, I'm right there with her. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. Dude, Kyoko is like who I wish I was when I was like 16. After I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this room, out of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain this is where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. Please don't be locked. God bless. The hatch opened with ease, and so everyone's gonna freak out when I'm back, no? Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. Can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So how did she get down there? She came down in a trash bag? So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out, and it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed to the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give it up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. Mastermind is ensnared. Said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mikuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Oh boy, dude, I'm excited to see everyone after coming back from the dead. Ain't no way anyone is expecting me. Are they all in the gym? Is there anyone in the halls I can run into? Let me run into someone, please. I think that'd be hype. It doesn't look like it. Okay, well, What a way to make an entrance. Come back like the Undertaker. Oh, they should turn out, Kyoko should turn out the lights. Get the gong going. Bong.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
There's no one here. Hey, 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 hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I do.
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought you'd react. Are you really gonna be okay?
Boom, boom.
You're supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing.
The guilty party is exposed during the class trial. They alone will be executed. Guilty party. Sorry. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again.
Angry.
And this time, I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
no.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose?
Hey.
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because
Well, you set up the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Chihiro GPT. You never imagined the possibility of being that could come to our aid even after you had killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackens is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well.
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
Boom, boom.
Now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
Makoto really was the killer. He never would have came to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh? Oh, she's talking to everyone.
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said was exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Cooked. Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. Now, no, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair, fair and square,
what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you followed the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
One final battle between...
Final battle between hope and despair.
Okay, we're gonna redo the trial? Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'd probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. He's hooked.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself.
Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Bear it.
But this is a long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
Guys,
So this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself.
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys.
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
Before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay. Enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go so quiet all of a sudden? So that leads me to think that because the class trial happens for Mukuro's death, that it was killed by one of the students. But we know Mukuro was killed by the mastermind. So the mastermind is one of these 16 students. I would assume it's someone that's still alive. Presumably. I guess it could be someone who's dead who's not really dead, but I'm not sure how they would do that.
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad?
Whew.
Seems emotionally unstable.
Hey,
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. Really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Follow her around like a puppy. He's way too excited for this. Now I'm gonna figure this out. I'm determined to figure this out. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we all walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than I expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Yeah, thanks, Girly Pop. Appreciate that. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept it. Huh?
because,
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So when was it the mastermind let their guard down?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other? They wanted to show the world.
it would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for students of Hope speak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink to despair. The mastermind wants to show the world this, wants the world to see that, to try and prove despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. There's an evil motherfucker behind all of this. That's for sure. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair? But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
Know how angry it must make you, and yet, the same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
That's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. Oh, rest in peace, Junko. Oh, Junko. Gone way too soon. So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. Give yourself a little bit of credit, Makoto. You had a little bit of an idea. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
whew,
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least. I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't even been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
however,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Yeah, good luck with that. Did you forget that Byakuya is in our group? Byakuya likes to do things solo. There's no way he's going to agree to this. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? She's still not on board with working with others. Huh?
anyway,
Right now, we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Hey everyone, I'm back. Love to see me. I just ring on all their doors? Is that what we're doing? It's me. Mondo is dead. Byakuya. This is Byakuya's room. Is he inside? Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep moving. It's probably in the library. This is Toko's room. Is she inside?
hey,
She's probably stalking Byakuya, I imagine. Hina might be in her room. No one's in their room. Okay. Yeah, everyone's out.
hey.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, lunchroom maybe? And suddenly, we were greeted with Monokuma. It's okay. You again. Are you malfunctioning? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
Wonder what that was all about. Couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah. Hey, everyone.
Makoto?
How's it going?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Thanks, Byakuya. That means a lot coming from you.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
No, hero, I'm not a ghost. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell? I was in the garbage compactor.
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Hey, everyone. Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. Who is Miss Cleo? No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it was you? Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was GPT. You saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Kind of. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have to access new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms were locked before. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there wasn't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? Ugh, you stink. Are you rotten?
I'm telling you.
Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Are you getting into it? Super smell. You smell even worse than me, way worse than me. Someone needs to put her down. Someone absolutely needs to put Toko down. Like a dog. Take her out back. Hey, Win. She seems happy for some reason.
Makoto.
It's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
It's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mikuro's trial. What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? Are you flustered that you didn't spot it? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school's regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. Mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the Mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the Mastermind's time. Now it's the Mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the Mastermind? But that's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone?
I hate you.
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
At this point, only the way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the Mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we can solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
I
Can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us a little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but only enough. Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's the hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them in this high school. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Yeah, so the Mastermind is one of
I
us.
see.
Monokuma said that, did he? And Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So in other words,
If the Mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the Mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the Mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the Mastermind would have had to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the Mastermind is one of us?
No way.
Can't be serious. But wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
Certainly a possibility, but only one among many. Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the Mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret. That's true. It would be pretty hard to control Monokuma as one of us.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have known someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right, right?
Then maybe Monokuma was an autopilot. Maybe they loaded up the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they direct the flow of that conversation. Well, maybe, but it's still very unlikely. Ding dong, bing dong. Is it nighttime?
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him. Magnanimous? Magnanimous. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms. I can't read. It's the sickness. The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely on only myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Bye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Now, Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. So nothing? You're totally useless. So, bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Really?
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. If you come up with even one clue, I will be impressed, Hiro. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. While she's reflecting, I just depend on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. It's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. You're definitely on the lower echelons of helpful.
okay.
So, but if you're always self-aware, if you're self-aware as a person, you are always useful. Like, it's one of the best qualities you can have is just to be self-aware. As long as you're self-aware, you could never truly be trash. So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. See you later. I have high hopes for you, Hina. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed off to the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Well, you're the only one I trust, Kyoko. You're the only one I'm confident that's not the mastermind. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth, by any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty confident it's one of us, Makoto. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. Just because you don't want to believe it's one of us, and then we can all escape together. Investigate. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuru Kisaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So, where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Now write this down, all the rooms that we have to go to. We have headmaster's room. That's right, the notepad's coming out one last time. Biolab. Data center. Monokuma door. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down. That should be open now, right? Second floor dorms. After that, I'll have a double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Garden, dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check has been added to the truth bullet section. They gave me my own notepad. Come on, man. That's what I have a notepad on screen for. Ugh.